on a new adventure.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to jump here. We're going to break down the Denver Broncos versus the Oakland Raiders. We're going to talk about the game and kind of break down what happened and some of the things that we were able to do to exploit the Raiders and get this win. So, and can I just say, as a avid Broncos fan, man, this win felt great. Like, this was the one win that I was like, man, if there was a team that we needed to win, I didn't care if we beat any. I mean, okay, I cared a little bit, but if there was one team that we could beat twice this year that I want us to absolutely demolish, it's the Raiders. I have the most hate for the Raiders, and anybody in our division. I mean, I don't love the Chiefs obviously because they keep winning, but like the Raiders, just something about them. I hate them. I just can't stand the Raiders, and the fact that they have been so dysfunctional and yet they have still beaten us, and we haven't beaten them since like 2019, just kills me inside. So this win right here was like, it was everything. It was everything I needed. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. We're going to break down this game, yeah, we're going to jump straight into this thing. So I'm only going to do the Bronco highlights. Normally I do the full game highlights. Today I'm going to strictly just do the Denver Bronco highlights and break down some of that stuff. So let's get started.
DJ Turner and Trey Tucker, wide receivers, had rushing touchdowns.
So they're running a bunch formation, two tight ends on each
Toss
side.
play, Madison trying to find room up the middle, and DJ Jones swallows
and
it.
Can I say this too, man? Our defense, like especially our front, has like, man, the penetration that we're getting is absolutely insane. And one thing that we are doing a ton of this year that I just don't feel like we did a lot of in years past is we're blitzing a ton, man. We are running a lot of man coverage this year. And we are getting to the quarterback. Every team we have played so far, I feel like we have done a really good job of putting pressure on the quarterback and getting to him. Our defense, I don't know what the actual statistics are, but I mean, there's no way we're not a top 5 defense in the NFL right now, based off statistics. I would have to look that up after this, but I mean, our front is just absolutely insane. And then when you've got guys like Patrick Surtain out there that you can run man to man against their best receiver, like that gives us that ability to do that. So I can't think of his name right now, but the safety that we got from Miami has been huge as well. And I was really worried going into this season because we cut Justin Simmons, and I was worried about that because I love Justin Simmons with the Broncos. But man, I'll tell you what, the way that Vance Joseph has just put this defense together is absolutely insane. And you know what? I 100% I owe Vance Joseph an apology directly from me, because last year, man, I was one of the guys screaming like, we need to fire him, because when he was our head coach, I did not love him as our head coach. So when we hired him as a defensive coordinator, I was seriously sitting there going, Sean Payton, what the hell are we doing? Why are we hiring this guy as our defensive coordinator? And then when we had that Miami loss last year, I was done with him. Like, I wanted nothing more to do with him. I wanted him out of Denver. I was like, dude, let's fire this guy. I was wrong. Vance Joseph has put a defense together with a lot of guys who are not like high-name guys in the league, and man, we look absolutely insane, man. The cohesiveness of our defense is ridiculous.
Him up at the 32. Second down and 11 on the jet sweep.
Nice
Marvin Mims breaks free.
Mims
with a first down at the 44-yard line of Las.
Beautiful. And a lot of the times, too, when you run these jet sweeps like that, let's go back to it. You usually will leave a guy free, and you're basically just telling your receiver, like, hey, now we're making it a one-on-one. You just got to make a move and make a miss.
Second down and...
So you can see here, that's what his job was, right? His job was to basically... Normally, though, too, you also want him to kind of give a little bit more of a chip. But basically, the idea is you versus him 1v1. I mean, this is a backer, so you're going to hope your receiver can speed around that edge and beat him. And that's the idea of this, so that he can release and he goes upfield and he creates, the upfield blocking, which Marvin Mims does a great job doing that.
Marvin Mims breaks free. Mims with a first down at the 44-yard line of Las Vegas.
Aggressive guys that get upfield, so let's get out on the edge a little bit.
Little pace now, some tempo for Denver. Bo Nix rolls out, finds a wide.
Man, a beautiful throw by Bo Nix, man. Those throws are so hard to make. The layered throws, I call them layered throws, but those ones where you have to basically layer them over defenders, and you've got to kind of like, you know what I mean? Those are such hard throws to make, because as a quarterback, naturally, you know what I mean? Like if you are just throwing to receiver you see open, you want to just put it on him and get it to him as quick as possible. But you can't in some circumstances, because obviously there's a guy underneath, especially like in this where everybody here is a super freak athlete. If that ball is not put perfectly over the top, I mean, you see it all the time in like the highlights or the rewinds when they're replaying stuff, and you see how close defenders get to tipping those balls when they throw them. I mean, yeah, those layered throws are really tough to make. So an amazing job by Bo Nix, especially on the run.
Wide open receiver inside the 25. Little Jordan Humphrey with a first down and a flag down, a pickup of 21. 3rd and 34. Nick's just trying to get back into field goal range. This may accomplish that, taking the elevator.
Man, Javonte took a hit there, but
to the top floor to get
Williams,
a couple of extra yards.
It's so underrated. I love Javonte Williams.
Play action. Minshew looking. Throws intercepted by Surtain.
So let's go back. Let's check this out. The video is a little laggy anyways. So basically they're running the play action, right? They're booting out. The idea is to get the drag across the field. So basically, right, you're going to sell the fake. You're going to make him look like he's blocking. He is the drag across the field here, right? That would probably be your number one. He's your check down right there. So you're going to sell that fake, and he's going to roll. What really killed Minshew here is, again, what I talked about with our front seven. The pressure that they had on him, he could not make time to set his feet. And I think when we watched that originally, he like threw off his back foot and across his body, which is like a big no-no as a quarterback, especially at the goal line because everything is condensed. So you know there's going to be defenders right on that and right behind your guys.
Play action.
So you see he play actions, right? Everything was good, but the problem was is this edge defender right here didn't crash in as much as Gardner, I think, thought. And so
Minshew.
That's right there, I think, initially where I think he was trying to go here, but he overthrew it.
Looking.
Yeah, that's what I think he was trying to hit. I think he was trying to hit this guy coming across the flat, but he overthrew it, again, basically because of his mechanics, because he's throwing off his back foot due to the pressure of the Broncos defense. And then obviously Pat Surtain, if you throw his direction and you let him get the ball.
Throws intercepted by Surtain.
That's why he's the best corner in the league.
Surtain on the run. Nobody's going to catch him. Surtain going all the way for a Denver touchdown.
And for him to get this pick six too, sorry, I had to throw this in here. For him to get his picks to this pick six on the same day that he was like he met with Champ Bailey before the game, it just felt like all around it just felt great. I personally, like, Champ Bailey is one of my all-time favorite Broncos. He was a huge reason why, like, actually when I was in high school and stuff, I used to love playing corner. This was far before I played quarterback. I never had a desire to play quarterback, but it's a different story for another time. But yeah, quarterback I ended up somehow falling into. But yeah, before that, I was always a receiver and a corner, but corner was always my favorite position to play because I just loved the idea of a 1v1. Like, it's you versus me, man to man. And it was awesome. I actually won Defensive Player of the Year my first year ever playing in semi-pro. I won Defensive Player of the Year as a corner because I think we played 6 games and I had 8 interceptions and gave up 0 touchdowns the entire year. So like it was awesome. I loved playing corner. Unfortunately, I'm just not young enough to keep up with people nowadays. So I don't think I would do well as a corner anymore. But anyways, like I said, it just felt poetic. Champ Bailey, he gets the pick six. So
Nix from the goal line throws it short, but he's got blockers for Williams. Javonte Williams weaving to the middle and across the 35 before he's finally caught by Adam Butler at the 36-yard line.
And then understanding the situation and how much time is there. And Sean Payton took us through it. You know, you got to trust your quarterback's got the athleticism to get around that corner.
And Bo Nix does. McLaughlin on the toss, has a crease. McLaughlin weaves across the 30 and down near the 33-yard line. Isaiah Polamau.
And, I don't know if anyone else, it's not entirely like this, but when I watch McLaughlin and Javonte play, The two of them remind me a ton of like I don't know if anyone remembers. I think it was the 2007 Giants, 2007, 2008. When they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, when they actually had the three running backs. They had Josh Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw. Man, I can't remember the other guy's name, but they called him Earth, Wind, and Fire because you had Josh Jacobs, who was just all power, right? Earth. And then you had Ahmad Bradshaw, I think was referred to as Wind because he was just a quick guy. And that's what these two remind me of with McLaughlin and what's his name? Javonte. Is Javante's power, man. He's power and but he's still got speed to him, but McLaughlin's just like straight up, like he's swift, like with it. You know what I'm saying? So it just reminds me of that a little bit. I just love the 1-2 punch of those two.
3rd and 11 for Minshew and the Raiders. Broncos rush 4. Minshew in trouble. They got to him with a 4-man rush. Nick Bonito.
And I don't know if I had hit on this earlier when I was talking about Vance Joseph, but man, one thing the Broncos do a ton of is man coverage. We are so good with the man coverage, and on this one we actually only rushed 4, and we're able to get the sack. But I'm pretty sure when I was last looking at the statistics, the Broncos were like one of the top teams at blitzing. And we in the past, I don't feel like we actually were a very heavy blitz team like that. But man, we were one of the top at blitzing. I think we were number 1 if I remember correctly. But it's working for us. Like we're getting to the quarterback, and honestly, I feel like that's the recipe for beating quarterbacks. Is like you want to make them have to think quick and get the ball out quick. Like as a quarterback, I can tell you that is always like one of the hardest ones. Like you would think that if I see man to man and I know everyone's coming at me, that I would be able to easy. But it's like most of the time you have to look at it and you're like, okay, I got this guy. That's the guy, my main guy. But if that guy's not open, you almost feel like you're going to, you know what I mean? You're sacked or you have to force it. And I think that that's what we do a great job of doing is getting to the quarterback and making him make tough decisions, quick decisions, or he's got to move around back there, which eventually leads to sacks and QB hits.
His 3rd sack of the season. It's been a game where the defenses have become dominant.
I do wish we could see Marvin Mims a little
from
more
the 12.
Offense. I'd like to see him involved a lot more.
Turns the corner. Mims with a crease. Marvin Mims just tripped up at midfield.
And that's why, man.
By
he's such
Shaker.
an athlete.
Javonte Williams, I mean, that very easily could have been 4 yards less on that run.
Swing pack plucked off the grass by Humphrey. And Lil Jordan Humphrey breaking tackles inside the 5. First and goal, Denver.
Man. See, that's just grown man stuff right there, dude. He made that happen. He had the first down based off the play design, but picking up that yards it's all him. And I love that we're doing this like with Sean Payton. This is what Bo Nix needs. He needs these plays like these that are just like they're layup plays, right? They're confidence builders. You can get the ball in someone's hands and let your athletes make plays. And this is what he did at Oregon. And I like that Sean Payton is bringing it to our offense to keep Bo Nix comfortable.
Have been 4 yards.
And really, that's actually an RPO because he has the option to hand that ball off, or he can throw the bubble screen out there. And it's just a numbers game, right? You're playing, okay, do I have more guys out here in the box than I do out here? Versus, so I have 2 blockers, I have 2 guys because he was lined up inside the box. That's immediately before the snap's even made. That's his pre-snap read. Is he's seeing that? Okay, boom. I already know the decision that I should make. And then basically you have the post-snap read, which is ensuring that these guys are crashing in, and he's reading off Max Crosby.
Yards less on that run.
Swing pack plucked off the grass by Humphrey. And Lil Jordan Humphrey breaking tackles inside the 5. First and goal, Denver. So now 3rd and goal. Nix to throw again. Swings it out of the backfield. Up the sideline, reaching for the pylon. Touchdown, Denver.
Again, a beautiful play call. Like I said, when I say that's a design route too, is because this is actually the play. You can tell because he is actually like he's making it look like he's kind of running this little flare route out here, but he's actually like he is looking for guys to block. He just can't engage with him until that ball has been caught. Otherwise, it's offensive pass interference. But this is all designed.
So now 3rd and goal. Nix to throw again. Swings it out of the backfield. Up the sideline, reaching for the pylon. Touchdown, Denver. Jaleel McLaughlin in for 6.
Do it my way next season, and we'll see what happens there. And it's been awesome.
Minshew steps away from pressure, dancing around. Here comes the pressure right back to him.
All that pressure, man, it's got him so riled up. That's what I was talking about earlier, man. The pressure's getting to him, so he doesn't know where to go with the ball, and that's where you cause that kind of confusion.
With 4 sacks now on the season as he gets to Gardner Minshew. 3rd and 11.
Again, man-to-man coverage, just like we talked
Minshew
about.
Down the sideline, jump ball, and it's Riley Moss with
that
the
feels good for Riley
interception
Moss,
for the
man. I
Broncos.
love Riley Moss, and I love to see him succeed like this, so that feels
I just
good to
don't
watch that.
see that production transferring yet.
2nd and 15, and a giant hole for Williams into the secondary, and a first down for Denver.
Oh, man, you know number 7's feeling that, man. I don't want to be the guy who has to take that on, dude. Javonte Williams is like a bowling ball. But I love that play design. And you know what? Bo Nix does a great job selling this.
See that production transferring yet.
Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful blocking right there. Sealed the hole. I mean, that is like as open as a hole will ever be.
2nd and 15, and a giant hole for Williams into the secondary, and a first down for Denver. Javonte Williams.
And that victory for the Raiders, and he's had a couple of tough snaps back-to-back.
Nick's trying to
Beautiful
leap.
Call. And you know what? The beauty of this play right here, too, is that this was a play call that you saw all the time when Drew Brees was with the Saints. So it was like poetic to see Bo Nix do this, because it was literally like I was having flashbacks of Drew Brees, 2009, 2010s, when he is like just sticks the ball over the plane, easy touchdown. So, like, I just thought it was poetic to see this, with Sean Payton and watching this and all the comparisons that Bo Nix has had to Drew Brees. And then, of course, you see this play. So, just extremely poetic.
Over the top, and he does by sticking the ball over the plane of the goal line for a Denver touchdown.
You've got to move quickly and on this drive, but get something.
So they swapped it out for Aiden. It's Aiden O'Connell, I think, is who the backup is for the Raiders. So they swapped out. Aiden O'Connell's in. Again, running man again. One of the biggest identifiers for a quarterback that you know that they are in man is the motion game. When you have motion and the guy runs all the way across the field with him, that identifies that it's a man coverage. If it was zone, it would pass off. So he would stop here. Then you'd have a shift, or, you'd have a drop down, a drop back, or whatever, depending on whatever their call is on defense. But he would not follow him across the field unless it was a man-to-man coverage.
That builds a little bit of confidence. This offense has struggled mightily.
O'Connell deflected, and it's intercepted by Surtain. His second pick of the day.
PS2, poetic.
How do you stay engaged when the ball's not coming your way? How do you just make yourself be ready on every single snap and not doze off at some point?
Here's Nix.
One-on-one
Fade
with
down the
Portland.
sideline. Sutton.
I mean, that is absolutely beautiful. And you know what? This was exactly where he wanted to go with the ball too. And I bet you pre-snap read was exactly where he determined to go, because you can see they've got 5 wide, right? You got one guy by 4. Looks like man-to-man coverage. You got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Single safety back here over the top. So just running a cover one man. And Bo Nix from the start, he's just going to manipulate the safety. Eyes over here. Get him to get him to shift over to this hash. And then give your guy Courtland Sutton a chance. And Courtland is a one-on-one receiver, man. The go balls are his specialty. Or sorry, not the go balls, but the jump balls, you know what I mean? Those put them up, and it's a 50-50 ball. That is what Courtland Sutton does amazing at. And so Bo Nix pre-snap read is exactly that. And I understand this a lot. This is what I did a ton when I played at quarterback, is anytime I had a guy on my team, it was just absolutely an insane athlete, super fast, man, out-jumped everybody in the gym, like just an amazing receiver. So it was like anytime I saw this coverage right here and I saw one single safety back there and I was like, oh, you're going to give me one-on-one with him. It was like I didn't even have to think about it. It was determined from the second I lined up that I was like, I'm going to my guy.
Yourself be ready on every single snap and not doze off at some point.
Here's Nix. Fade down the sideline. Sutton with the catch, working against Ja'Cory and Bennett. There is a flag down.
A lot of contact right there by Jacorian Bennett right as the ball arrived.
Motion, they're running
Next
zone.
to throw. Looking for the end zone. Looking for
Beautiful
the back corner.
touch on that
It is
ball
caught.
right there.
Touchdown.
Oh, my goodness, man. That is a beautiful throw, too. Like, it's all just, I mean, this whole thing is amazing. Just watching Bo Nix. Like, I think about week 1, dude, and, like, the amount of times we were down in the red zone, and, like, I think he threw 2 interceptions in the red zone, and, like, he struggled, and you could just see that he looked like he was not mentally prepared for what happened. To, like, you look at this, and, like, he's got full command of this offense. Like, he is just running and gunning this thing, man. And it didn't show the play in his highlights, but there was the play that he did have where he actually checked out of the play, and he had Troy Franklin basically ran a go wide open, and he dropped the ball. Unfortunate, I hate that happened. I wish Troy Franklin would have caught that because I want him to succeed. But I know Bo Nix and Sean Payton got into it on the sideline because I did see that this morning on my sports show where they were talking about it. He called him Ferris Bueller, but basically Sean Payton did not want him to check out of it because it was like a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1 or something like that. Bo Nix was on the sideline in an argument with him, basically. Like Bo Nix said, "Oh, he told me he loved me, so I told him I love him back." So, but I know how those exchanges go, right? You see something. Honestly, it was a great call. Like, I love that from Bo Nix. I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to take that. Like, we punt on that possession because you saw a call, you made a call, and the call was the right call. Your guy just didn't make the play. Like, it's just awesome to see. Like I said, it's cool to see Bo Nix from week 1 to now. Like, it's just he's picking this up and he's taking command of this offense so well. But anyways, about this play, right? They send a motion here. You have Josh Reynolds basically just runs right there, right to the back of the end zone, corner of the end zone right there.
By Jacorian Bennett right as the ball arrived.
So you see what happens right here. You have boom, boom. Josh Reynolds is right there. Your safety right there is actually spying or eyeing 82. Troutman.
Looking for the end zone.
Leaves
looking for the back corner.
Zone back there.
It is caught. Touchdown, Josh Reynolds.
And a beautiful throw by Bo Nix.
Only 2 sacks today for the Broncos, but a lot of pressure. Here comes sack number 3, and O'Connell goes down. It's Zach Allen who gets
beautiful. And can I say this too? Low-key, Zach Allen is like the dark horse MVP for our defense, in my opinion. Zach Allen has literally, I feel like he is the main guy on that front 7 that is just bringing the pressure. And if it's not him getting the sack, he is allowing other players to get that sack. So whether that's because he's getting a double team or whatever the case may be, Zach Allen just loved that pickup, man. I'm so glad we got him last year, and the things that he's done this year for our defense is absolutely insane. So, but that ends the highlights, guys. Again, 34-18, Broncos win. We're now 3-2. It feels great. I am excited to continue to watch Bo Nix grow. I'm excited to see how our team continues to grow, man. This is awesome. It's great to see. And then, like I said, this specific win in general was much needed. Like it's my favorite win by far of the season. And to do it in these uniforms, it was poetic. It was perfect. So, but I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we will catch you guys in the next video.